Hello students, today we are going to learn banks and simple interest. You read a proper word bank. Yes, the word bank is known by all of us, right? Students, can you tell what is a bank? Bank is a financial organization. What is a financial organization mean? Financial organization is a place which is always related to money. A bank is an organization recognized by the government that carries out monetary transactions of money with permission of the government. So, let us understand what is the bank mean, what is the interest mean. We are going to understand in detail in this chapter. Students, always remember you have to save your money for your future use and for your good life. If you keep your money at home, it may not be safe where the bank is the place where you can keep your money safely and also grow over the years. Students, why do we save our money? Yes, our savings are meant to expense on education, building a house, medical treatment, farming, for traveling and exploring the world, etc. Small savings made regularly accumulate over a period to become a large amount and prove useful in the future. Now, you must be thinking, can we open a bank account? Yes. The students, farmers, traders, businessmen, industrialists, professionals, women saving groups all can use the services of bank. To use banking services, one has to open an account in a bank. To open a bank account, certain documents or papers are to be presented to the bank. Aadhaar card, voter's identity card, PAN card, passport, or any other suggested by the bank. Besides, a reference from the account holder can be given as a proof of identity. We can open different accounts in a bank as per our specific need or requirements. Let us have a look at different types of accounts. Saving account, current account, recurring deposit account, fixed deposit account, and demat account. A saving account is a way of making a habit of saving money. A person can deposit a minimum amount and open a saving account. The bank pays some interest on the basis of the daily credit balance in the account. There are some restrictions on how often money can be withdrawn from this account. A customer gets facilities like a passbook, checkbook, ATM card. ATM card is used to withdraw cash without going to a bank. A credit card or a debit card is used to carry out transactions without using cash. An account holder can get such a card on request to the bank. An account holder can avail a facility like mobile banking, SMS banking, internet banking, etc. to operate the account. Specific printed slip must be filled in order to deposit money in an account or to withdraw from it. Every bank has its own forms, but the information in it is the same in all the banks. Let us know about current account. A current account is mainly for traders and those dealing in money on a daily basis. An account holder can deposit or withdraw money any number of times in a day. The bank does not pay any interest on the money in this type of account. If a fixed amount is kept in a bank for a longer period of time, we can avail of facilities like fixed deposit or recurring deposit scheme to get more interest. Let us know about fixed deposit. A depositor deposits a certain amount for a fixed period in a bank. This deposit attracts a greater rate of interest than the saving account. However, these rates are different in different banks. Senior citizens get a slightly greater rate of interest than the usual. Recurring deposit account. In this account, depositor deposits a certain amount every month for a specific period. Example 12 months, 18 months, etc. The bank gives an interest on the deposit which is more than that paid for the saving account. After the maturity period, the depositor gets a principal with interest. A passbook is issued for a saving account and a recurring deposit account. Amounts deposited, withdrawn, and the balance are recorded with their dates. Observe the entries made in the passbook page here. You can see some columns here. The first column shows line number, then date, and then particulars, then check number, amount withdrawn, amount deposited, and the balance amount. Let's read and understand the entries shown here. On 2nd February 2016, the amount deposited is 1500 and the balance is 7000 rupees. On 8th February 2016, the amount deposited by check is rupees 5000 and the balance is rupees 12,000. On 12th February, rupees 3000 is withdrawn by check number 243965 and the balance is rupees 9000. On 15th February, the amount withdrawn is 1500 by self and balance is rupees 7500. On 26th February, the bank has paid rupees 135 as an interest and it is credited to the account. The balance on that day is rupees 7635. Isn't it interesting? Now at home, take a parent's permission and have a look at passbook and try to understand the entries made in it. We can deposit money in the bank and also we can withdraw it. We have understood now bank is an organization which keep our money safely and also we can borrow money from bank. Now let us understand some terminologies used in bank transactions. The total amount deposited or taken as a loan from the bank is called principal amount, denoted by capital P. Account holders of a bank are paid excess money for keeping their money in the bank. The amount to be paid or taken from bank on principal is called interest. It is denoted by capital I. When calculating interest on a deposit or a loan, the rate of interest is given for every 100 rupees. The rate of interest is for a given period of time and it is denoted by capital R, written as PCPA. Means percent per annum, that is per 100 per year. Time is the duration in years for which the principal is deposited or borrowed. It is denoted by T. Now let us learn how to find the simple interest. When interest calculated every year only on the principal amount is called simple interest. It is denoted by SI. Do you know we have the formula to find the simple interest? Simple interest is equal to principal into rate into time upon 100. That is I equals P into R into T upon 100. Now we have got the formula to calculate simple interest. As we understand, money borrowed or deposited is a principal amount. Bank pay or charge interest on principal. After certain period of time, we are getting amount from the bank. Sum of principal and interest is called amount. Therefore, amount equals principal plus interest. It is A is equal to P plus I. Let us understand this by solving an example. Vilas Rao borrowed rupees 20,000 from a bank at the rate of 8 PCPA. What is the amount he will return to the bank at the end of the year? Now, let us learn how to calculate simple interest using formula. In this case, rupees 20,000 is principal amount and the rate bank charges is 8 PCPA, which is 8% rate of interest, and the duration time period is 1 year, which is T is equal to 1. The formula simple interest is equal to P into R into T upon 100. Substitute the value in the formula. P is principal rupees 20,000 multiply by R rate of interest 8 multiply by time period is 1 year 1 upon 100. After simplification, we get interest as rupees 1,600. Since we have calculated interest, let us calculate amount. Amount is equal to principal plus interest. So, here principal is 20,000 and the interest is rupees 1,600. The sum of these two is rupees 21,600. So, Vilas Rao has to return rupees 21,600 to the bank at the end of the year. Students, I am sure you must have understood the concepts of banks and simple interest. That's all for this session. Stay tuned with UMaths.